morning and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, right? So it's the start of the new semester and I'm both terrified and extremely excited. And I also have another cool update, and that is I cut my hair. I figured it might be nice to start the semester off on like a fresh new note, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, let's head to campus. My first class of the day was called Advanced Professional Practices, which is a continuation of last semester's hand-painted textile classes. We were asked to prepare some ideas ahead of time of what we'd like to design for our textile collections for this course. So last week I visited the New York Public Library to gather some reference images. I spent several hours combing through the giant folders in the picture collection, and I picked out a small stack of inspirational images to take home with me. I was really excited about these vintage scientific illustrations of sea anemones. I absolutely love how the illustrators took a lot of creative liberties with the anatomies of these animals, and they made them look really graphic and stylized. It's almost like they were asked to imagine alien flowers instead of drawing realistic diagrams of actual sea animals. And I think this could be a really interesting concept for my print collection. My next class of the day was Advanced Home Textiles, which combines Photoshop and hand painting to create textile designs. Specifically, we're going to spend the semester designing bedding collections. So we're going to create coordinating duvet covers, sheets, shams, etc., which should be pretty fun. Hello again. So I just finished my only 2 classes of the day today, and honestly, not that much really happened because it was mostly just like going over the syllabi, talking about what we're going to be doing the whole semester, so there wasn't really all that much to film, but I do have already a lot of work to do and a lot of ideas that I need to come up with as soon as possible, and that's always a little bit stressful. So I'm gonna go get some school supplies and then head home and just take it easy, go on Pinterest, try to think of some things, and hope I can come up with something. When I got home, Ryan surprised me with a home-cooked meal from one of my mom's recipes. So overall, it was a perfect day. Hello, happy Tuesday. So I don't actually have a class today until 2 p.m. So I've been up working on some of the mood boards that I have to do for my classes that I had yesterday, and I'm pretty tired. I've been trying to reset my sleep schedule after this winter break because I definitely let that go, and I need to get used to waking up early again. So I'm up early, working on the computer. I have some company here with me, and yeah, let me show you what I made. So this is the start of my mood board for my anemone print, and I'm kind of liking it so far, but I do expect that it's probably going to be modified and changed as the semester goes on, and as I kind of figure out what exactly it is I want to make. But I'm kind of going for something inspired by like quirky vintage scientific illustration and like fun pattern clashing and this kind of like cool, elegant color palette. So it should be kind of fun. We'll see where it goes. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working and hanging out until my class starts at 2, and I'll see you then. My advanced screen printing class is going to be really similar to last semester's screen printing class in that we're going to be designing repeating patterns to print on fabrics. The biggest difference between this semester and last semester is that our screens are going to be more similar to the screens used in the industry, which means that they're going to be huge. So we can make big designs and cover a whole lot more fabric. After class, I went to the school library with a friend and we combed through tons and tons of books to help us find some inspiration for our screen printing collections. I found an entire shelf of the library dedicated to gaudy costume jewelry and brooches, which I had so much fun looking through. At this point, I wasn't really sure what I would do with that concept, but I took home several books so I can continue exploring the idea. Hello again, so I'm now heading home after my evening spent in the library. Just like yesterday in my other 2 classes, for my screen printing class, we need to come up with an idea as soon as possible, and it's gonna be for a collection that we're gonna spend the entire semester working on. So my idea has to be good, and that's stressing me out a little bit. Yeah, so that's now 3 of 3 classes where I need to come up with a fully fleshed out concept by next week. I haven't even had half of my classes yet, so it's only gonna get more overwhelming from here. It's just funny comparing this to last semester, which is my first semester in the program, where I feel like we were kind of eased into things a little bit. we had some lessons, we had some field trips, we kind of like were dipping our toe into the concept of textile design and like working up towards creating our first patterns. But now it's like day one, think of something, now. So that's definitely a big change. But at the same time, I get it. It's now the second half of the program, so things are getting real. We're now making the projects that we're hopefully gonna be showing employers one day. It's just a lot to handle right off the bat. But I think I can do it. I'll come up with something, I hope. Anyway, that's enough of my ranting. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. I started off my Wednesday morning back in my Advanced Professional Practices class, and I continued to work on developing my anemone print. I used the scientific illustrations that I got from the library to help me create some mystical alien anemones of my own, which was really fun. Then, our professor did a demonstration on paper marbling using shaving cream and watercolor dyes, which is one of many, many ways that we can create textures to incorporate into our designs. Our professors have been really emphasizing the use of texture and mark making in our work, so throughout the semester I'm going to make an effort to try as many of these techniques as possible to build up my own little texture library. So I just got out of my first class of the day. I'm gonna have a quick lunch and then I'm heading to my Adobe Illustrator class, which should be interesting because I've never really used Illustrator before, so it'll be a new experience. There wasn't really much that happened in this class today just because it was our first meeting, so most of the period was spent going over the syllabus. I then spent another evening in the school library trying to find some inspiration for all of these class projects. I got really excited because I stumbled across an absolutely stunning book called Living Jewels, which was filled with gigantic photographs of beetles. As you could probably tell from all of my past projects, I'm really inspired by bizarre plants and animals, and especially those that have really interesting patterns. I thought about just doing a print inspired by these beetles, but I wanted to push the concept a little bit more, so I thought about combining images from the beetle book with images from those costume jewelry books from earlier in the week. Please don't judge this drawing, it was just a proof of concept for a stripe pattern. But I want to keep exploring this idea and see where it takes me. Hello again, it is 8 p.m. and I'm finally heading home. Today was a good day, it was definitely long, but it was good. I'm a little bit nervous about my Adobe Illustrator class, and I think that's just because it's like a new program, so it's very intimidating, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I also have to come up with another concept for that class, so that's now an additional concept that has been added to my ever-growing list of concepts I need to come up with this weekend. So that's a little bit stressful too, but I'll manage, I hope. Anyway, I'm probably gonna call it an early night tonight and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Thursday. It's cold and wet and rainy and that made it really hard to get out of bed this morning, but I'm up, I'm heading to my screen printing class this morning, and then I have like a 6-hour break between screen printing and my night class, which kind of sucks. So I have to figure out what to do during that time, but I'm probably just gonna keep working on projects and I'll take you along with me. Also, I got a new jacket. After our class lecture and discussion, we had a little bit of time to develop our concepts for our projects. So I decided to do some digital sketching to explore what art style I might use for this project. In this video, I'm tracing over one of the photos from my book on my iPad, and I'm using a Procreate feature that creates perfectly symmetrical drawings. I then filled in my drawing with halftones. I'm not really sure if this is the direction I want to go in yet, so I'll keep exploring. Hello again, so I just finished my screen printing class and now I have that huge break, and it's a cold and rainy, miserable day, so I feel like it's perfect to go to the Museum of Natural History. I'm gonna go look at some fun things, maybe draw a little bit, take some photos, and see what I can find for inspiration for my projects. So, let's go! I spent the whole afternoon walking around the museum with my sketchbook. I drew, I photographed, and I took some videos of random things that caught my eye, and I just had a really great time wandering around and taking it all in. One of the exhibits that I was the most excited to see was the Gems and Minerals exhibit, because the collection is just so dang beautiful.
I think I finally have an idea for my project.
This gigantic piece of petrified wood caught my eye. There are so many interesting layers of textures happening here that could really be fun to emulate in a textile design, so we'll see where it takes me. On my way out, I stopped by the gift store and I found a beautiful necklace to add to my collection. I also met the absolute nicest employee named Alan. He was wearing an amazing outfit with a super fun bug brooch, and we had a wonderful conversation.
Okay, that was so much fun. I really loved going there, honestly. I used to work in a place that was like half natural history museum, half aquarium and indoor rainforest, etc., etc. So these kinds of places are just like really near and dear to my heart. They just make me really happy. So when I was in the gift store and I was talking to that really nice man, he was wearing this crazy brooch, and we kind of got on the topic of like decorating ourselves with jewelry and all kinds of stuff, and I told him about my project idea for my screen printing class with my beetles, and he was so excited for me and so into it, and we had a great conversation about it. And he told me that he actually has a friend who owns a business nearby Times Square that sells like custom buttons and brooches and all kinds of really crazy stuff. So I'm gonna go check that out right now because that sounds perfect for inspiration. But first, some lunch.
I then went to Lulu Buttons, which ended up being amazing. The super kind shopkeeper there told me that all of the brooches and 80% of the buttons were made here in New York City. He also said that the little gold bees were his all-time favorite. He told me that he never wears fewer than 3 at a time and usually wears 12 scattered all over a blazer in groups of 3. So, of course, I bought 3 little bees to commemorate this really special day. I also got a round brooch-like button as a drawing reference to bring some of today's magic into my screen printing project.
Today's been such a good day. I'm now heading back to FIT, and I have an evening class that runs from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. So that's gonna be a lot. Wish me luck. Hello again. It's late, and I'm finally heading home. That class was actually pretty interesting. It's kind of like a discussion of textile science, textile development, what goes into making fabrics and dyeing, and it should be pretty interesting, especially for someone like me who doesn't really have a background in this. I feel like I'm definitely gonna learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I am going straight to bed, so I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, happy Friday. This weather is absolutely miserable. So I'm now heading to campus, and I have 6 hours of woven design and CAD. So it's basically weaving design and computer-aided design combined, which is totally new to me, so that should be pretty exciting. I don't know how much I'll be able to record though, so I'll try my best, and I'll see you on campus.
Honestly, I was really nervous about this class at first because it sounded extremely technical, and I was worried it would take the joy away from weaving. But I actually think that this could be really fun. We're using a software called Point Carré, which has a module where you can create plaid and stripe designs super easily. It even creates a realistic fabric simulation so you know exactly what your fabric is going to look like when it's woven.
Hello again. So that weaving class was supposed to last until about 5 p.m. today, but it's now noon and I'm heading home because the teacher decided to cut it short. Apparently, there's an ice storm coming our way, and she wanted to make sure that we all got home safely, which I very much appreciate. So we're all gonna meet up around 2 p.m. for a remote version of the class, so she's just gonna continue the lecture online. And yeah, that should be fine.
Good morning, happy Saturday. I just woke up, I'm very tired, and I'm gonna take on the mountainous to-do list that I have to do this weekend. Not everything is due on Monday, but I definitely want to try to chip away at as much as possible just to make my week as easy as possible. Anyway, thank you so much for following along with me on my art school adventures this week, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Bye!